So what is the most disturbing part of the Minneapolis shooting? And I'm going to say this, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's important. Christy Nome takes herself in front of cameras and calls this an act of terror. Uh, First of all, I don't think it was an act of terror. An individual freaking out at the sight of Homeland Security coming in her car is not home at that. And then people are going to get mad that I said freak out. But let's be honest, she moved the car. So that's part of the issue here. Whether this man was right or not is not what I'm saying. He shouldn't have been in the position that he was in, according to what I've seen. So that's beside the point. What really sparks protest is the fact that this woman here, Christy Nome, gets herself in front of cameras and says that this woman who was unalived was committing an act of terror. That this was a terrorist attack. Now, for weeks, we've watched video of ICE agents raiding houses. We've seen literally where American citizens who have nothing to do with any of this, who are actual American citizens, are accosted by this group. And we say that this woman and her act was an act of terror. Now, again, we also know that our federal government uses those words very loosely. That's why they went after the president of Venezuela. That's why they're dropping bombs in Nigeria. That's why they drop bombs again, probably going to drop bombs again on Iran. And while they're probably doing most of the things, they're using the word terror. So that gives them this ability to activate and do whatever they want without congressional authorization, which doesn't really matter at this point because our Congress is a moot point. It's just a silent animal controlled by the Republican Party. If you want checks and balances in your government to work, let me explain what you have to do. And I will do that after I get through explaining this about Christy Nome. Okay? So Christy Nome then makes this statement, and people see this woman being hurt in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a place where we've had Michael Brown, where we've had George Floyd and other people also unalived there. We've actually seen policemen go to jail over this. 2 officers in 2 separate cases actually went to jail over unaliving people in Minneapolis. So let me go there with Christy, because now she's saying this was an act of terror. This was an act of terror. She's escalated it. And the idea to escalate is, well, these ICE agents need protection from this act of terror, therefore I get an excuse to bring in the National Guard. It could be all those things. So the people are angry about all the things they've seen the ICE agents doing over the past few months on TV, what they saw them do in California, what they saw them do in D.C., what they've seen them do in Florida, everywhere. They're tired of it. They're just tired of all of this. Didn't help that the whole Venezuela thing happened this weekend also. But they're lashing out now. So they have a reason. They have a reason to protest. And these are peaceful protests. And what I mean by lashing out, they're being vocal about this. They're still being peaceful protests. They're emptying out in the streets, and the crowds are getting bigger and bigger. It's happening all over the country. And there's a reason why this is happening. Because this woman made a statement which could escalate when it shouldn't escalate. This was a one-off incident that happened. And this woman was a victim in my book. A victim. The victim was not the ICE agent. This woman was the victim. That's my point of view. Her point of view is the ICE agent was the victim, and he was a victim of terror, which is a crime of a higher number. And if I can use that word terror, then what I can do is then activate the military. And the military can take actions based on the fact that this was a terrorist act. So people are getting offended, angry. They understand what's really going on. They see it. It's physical. It's right there in front of them. I have nothing else to say. You want to know why this keeps going on? It's not because of what you guys saying, because, oh, these people just don't understand that this woman should have just obeyed the police. It's more than that. It's more than that. You're covering up for your girl Christy Nome. All y'all are covering up for your girl Christy Nome. Don't cover up for her anymore. She opened her mouth and said what she said, so the protests are happening. It is what it is.